Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the DreamHack Open live from Leipzig, Germany. This is day 3, the final day of tournament action for the DreamHack Open in Rocket League. $50,000 on the line for all these teams, and we are down to 5. Gale Force knocked out, Flipside knocked out, Dignitas knocked out, and we have one match to go here in the quarterfinals in the single elimination of our 8 teams that made it to the final day. Welcome back to the analyst desk. My name is Axel Toss, happy to be joined by Gibbs and Shogun. Guys, what a day it's been so far. Every single quarterfinal match we've had has gone all the way to 5 games, and I love it.
And so far, 3 teams were perfect coming into today. 2 of them lost in round number 1. And we got one more perfect. NRG is here. So we'll see if that trend continues. NRG has something to say about that, I bet.
Yeah, but Equinox has had a phenomenal run to this point. Yeah, another one of those teams that we didn't quite know what to expect heading in, but they've performed above expectations.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket, get everyone caught up on what's going on. I feel like we're getting towards the morning in North America. I feel like some people getting up, getting their coffees on a Sunday morning. So good morning to all of you joining us from the North America region. Call your friends, knock on their doors and tell them to tune into the stream here, because we got some exciting Rocket League going on. But there you see, guess who? Over Gale Force, PSG, over Flipside, G2, over Dignitas in our last quarterfinal there, Equinox against NRG.
And we've seen a lot of weird roster moves from North America. A lot of them because of NRG. We saw them kind of get rid of Jacob, bring in Justin. He's too young to play in this, so they bring in Torment here. But a lot of roster shuffle going on. These are 2 of the teams involved in that, so we'll see how they look right before RLCS. And of course, either one of these guys can go the entire way. It's going to be a tough test versus G2, and then of course versus Europe at the end. But both these guys definitely have a solid chance here.
Yeah, and when they actually brought in Torment for me has really changed in terms of Season 3. If I was to start a team from the very beginning, I would have started with Remco. Now, if I was to start a team from scratch, I start with Torment, because from there on out, I'm guaranteed at least quarterfinals with whichever team I put together. He has been that good at being a solid foundation for any team he's on.
Yeah, both these teams, you know, one of those North American teams to make it this far. A lot of people surprised at how well North America is doing overall, but I don't think these 2 teams are surprised to be here. I'm sure they're super excited.
Under half the game to go. How do you do it when you give up another one? And what a stop, and it doesn't matter, it gets own goal. That hurts.
So coming into DreamHack, I think we're a new team. We're trying out Jacob, and we didn't have like high expectations. Like, we obviously wanted to get top 8, and that was the ultimate goal for this weekend. And I'm happy that we actually did it, and proud of my team.
Down once, the shot comes in, and it's still not at all dangerous. The shot followed up, and Garrett will make it free. NRG.
This is probably the most stacked tournament in Rocket League history so far. Being already top 8, that was probably our main goal, is to reach the playoffs, because we're playing with Torment. He's a stand-in for us, a great player from Cloud9, and we're really happy with how we've done so far.
We just got to focus on beating NRG to the ball, because Garrett's a god right now. He's playing amazing, and we just got to make sure we hold him down and we play confident in ourselves, review their gameplay, and come out on top.
Considering we've beat 3 top European teams so far, and we're looking good, I feel like we have a really good shot at making a run at the tournament.
Having Jacob on our team is a really nice feeling, because he's always uplifting, he's always laughing, always bringing positive vibes to our comms, and I think that could really help us going into today.
Awesome hearing from those 2 teams, and it's pretty awesome. You know, they're both playing with the stand-in, and both of them had that goal of getting to the round of 8. Well, guess what? At least one is going to the round of 4. Let's take a closer look at Equinox here, a team. The mainstays, of course, Corrupted G and Chrome. There you see Corrupted G on their team, and using Jacob as a stand-in here. I think Corrupted G actually used the words trying out Jacob.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're very thrilled to be to this point, but I'm sure they have lofty ambitions here.
One thing for NRG, don't give Corrupted G a shot.
No.
Because if he gets a shot, he's hitting top corners every single time. But Jacob, he's in that center seat. He is that morale boost for this squad. Chrome, like, he's an old man. He's always grumpy. But Jacob is trying to, bring some positive vibes to this squad. And here we see Chrome. He's very serious while playing. Like, I've been looking at his camera during all the series, and even when they score, he's like, I'm not even gonna high five you. I'm just looking. I am ready to play. He's serious. He's gonna be going for a lot of demolitions, because they're gonna have to get rid of Torment. that brick wall. It's going to be very difficult if he's on the field. So why not just blow him up?
Yeah, exactly. And they did speak during that interview about how they need to try and keep up with the pace. Something that they have struggled to do throughout this tournament in general. Their only loss so far during the group stage was because they were outpaced the entire time. So they know what they need to do, but do they have the capabilities to do it?
Of course, now we're taking a look at the other side of the stage. That is Torment, and you see him with that Cloud9 jersey, deciding to teaming up with the NRG roster, including Garrett and Fireburner. And Torment, such a staple in the North American scene these days, and proven himself to be an incredibly formidable player seemingly with any group of teammates.
And talking about that with Garrett G, he had to change his entire role when he first came over to NRG. Now he's back to the offensive role. He was that third man for a little while, but with Torment here, it makes Garrett unleashed. He can do whatever he wants.
And you want to talk about staples? Take a look at this man right here. Fireburner, not just here since the beginning of Rocket League, but here and at the top, back in the Battle Cars days, one of the only legacy players we have still playing at that top level.
Yeah, he used to team with Kronovi all the time, and they were called Kings of Urban back in the SARP days, 2v2, so that's where they got the name from. So he stole it from Kronovi, but that's okay. I thought Cosmic
Breaking
Aftershock,
out the history, Gibbs.
Yeah, Cosmic Aftershock was a better name, so I understand.
Of course, you know, everyone remember, Jacob, it's an incredible rivalry moment. So get your hashtags in right now. Twitch chat, it's time for you to vote. Who do you think will win this best of 5? Hashtag Equinox if you think they will go through, and hashtag NRG if you think NRG is going to advance to play G2 in the round of 4. I'm going to open up the Twitch chat as well, and I'm looking for some analysis from you guys. I've been putting some of your thoughts onto the stream, so type out some reasoning if you'd like, and I'll see if I can throw that out there. But yeah, I just want to emphasize just how much this might mean to both sides. As far as Jacob, he was teaming up with Fireburner and Garrick up until this offseason, and Jacob actually went on Twitter and had nothing but nice things to say. Very much looking forward to, I think he specifically mentioned Fireburner, how they've been teammates for so long, and now they're across the stage from each other, playing against each other.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough. It's like bittersweet that one of them has to go home here. They would probably rather like meet in the grand finals or not have to play each other at all. Don't want to take each other out because they're like really good friends. Like even Jacob and Garrett, they talk all the time on Twitter, and obviously like in person as well, where it's just all like, it's all nice things. Like it was a business move for NRG to get rid of Jacob. They felt like they needed to make a change, and Jacob understood, and he's doing just fine, it looks like.
Well, Jacob knew coming, I mean, I spoke to Jacob on day one. He knew coming out of the Chiefs match that it was probably going to be like this. He understood, he knew it was coming, and he knows he's going to land on his feet. So it's not really too many reasons to hold that much of a grudge. However, for the point of storytelling, ignore what we just said. These guys hate each other.
Well, Jacobs, like no matter what, like when you're kicked from a team, you want to beat them. Like you want to prove like, hey, I was not the problem. Even if it is way in the back of his mind, it's definitely there, just a little bit. So there's the story.
All right, guys, we're moments away from getting into this last best of 5 in the quarterfinals. It's time for us to do our predictions. Shogun, we'll start with you.
Equinox has got a really good shot if they can control the pace, but that's their biggest problem. NRG has just been so solid. If this was a team that went forward to next season of RLCS, they would probably win the entire thing. That is why I've got them taking this match, and for the first time, we're not seeing Game 5.
So we talk about consistent teams. And usually, the only two teams I mention are Gale Force and Cloud9. They seem to do extremely well at every single tournament. Well, there's one Cloud9 player here, Torment, and he's probably the most consistent from Cloud9. That is the best person that you could get when you need a third. NRG is going to win this easily. I'm going to say a 3-0. There is no more 5 games. They are that good, and they could easily win this entire tournament.
As a huge fan of Rocket League and just wanting to be here as long as possible, I want this to go to 5 games. Sorry, guys. I really want it to happen. But I have to go with NRG as well. It's been so fun watching Equinox make this run that they have. But I think NRG is a favorite here, and I expect them to move on to the next round to play against G2. And now we get to see what Twitch chat had to say. Let's throw up those percentages. 81% in favor of NRG. And I was able to track down a couple comments. A lot of people saying that NRG just has so much individual skill on their team overall that puts them over the edge. And then I had someone in Twitch chat was saying that Jacob really wants his revenge, so that's why they put Equinox over NRG. So those are the thoughts from Twitch chat. Thanks again for providing those, and now I'd like to invite our commentators to hear some of their thoughts. Achieves and Quinn. Guys, what do you think about this rivalry here between NRG and Equinox?
I'm kind of in the same boat as all of you guys. How do you bet against NRG? I mean, just what we've seen in this tournament, they've looked awesome with Torment. How do you say anything other than that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just Garrett and Torment who are defensive rocks. Fireburner as well for NRG used to be that defensive rock, and defense wins tournaments.
All right, well, I'm excited to see what happens. Our final quarterfinal to see who's going to be in the top 4. It's either NRG or Equinox, a best of 5 achieves. Quinn, take it away.
Yeah, so let's talk about this a little bit more, Mr. Quinn Lobdell. I mean, what do you think, what do you like about what you've seen about Jacob playing with Corrupted G and Chrome?
Well, I think Corrupted G, we heard Gibbs say, he has boomers all day. Top corners all the time. This guy was one of the top scorers in the RLCS, and he was just shooting impeccably, and almost all those goals, it felt like coming from his own half. With that being the case, I feel like he was forced to do that because he was playing a more defensive role. With Jacob now on the team, he's going to have a lot more freedom. We're going to see Corrupted Game play more offensively. And I was talking with Jacob about it, and he felt that his passing game is going to bring a new dimension to this team with Corrupted G and Chrome.
Okay, so if Jacob and Corrupted G are able to play a little bit more on defense, and Chrome likes to go for a lot of those demos, do you think that might result in a few
Wait, did you say on
problems?
defense?
No. If Jacob and Corrupted G get to play on offense more, my mistake, get to play on offense a lot more, and Chrome likes to go for a lot of those demos, do you think that could result in some problems in the midfield, maybe some overcommitting issues?
I mean, absolutely. I don't think that this is a team that's just going to lay over and die for NRG.
Yeah, so no 3-0s for you.
Ooh, I don't know if we'll be able to stop it.
All right, well, here we go. Game number 1. Jacob versus his old teammates in NRG with Torment as, oh my goodness, there is indeed a boomer to start things off. Corrupted G right off the side wall and quickly down onto the blue side. Torment out in front. Easy save there for Equinox. As it's been a little bit of a, like they say in the fighting game community, footsies here to start things off. Just feeling each other out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, a very high-paced match just to begin things. We see NRG not really holding back at all.
Oh, that's a nice shot. That's Corrupted G around the side, taken right off the nose by Garrett. There's a lot of G's on this field, Quinn. Do we get to just call them Corrupted and Garrett? Or is
you got to say the G, man.
You're right. You are absolutely right. Torment lets that one go. Let's pinch back down onto the orange side. It's been smooth sailing for both teams here. Nobody really able to generate too many chances one way or the other. Here's Torment, though, trying to get it upfield behind Garrett G, though. That will make this push upfield nigh impossible. Fireburner secures his own corner boost. A big miss in the midfield. Doesn't cost him back down the other way. It was off the mark. And Garrett G really harrying Corrupted G around that back wall. That one out in front. Finally, the net's open. Garrett G picks a spot and slides it through.
Yeah, this interference play coming from NRG is so big. Chrome totally taken out of the game and then baited into being used to help pass the ball off the corner. NRG just toying with Equinox there.
And it took him a little bit to get it all the way down to the other side, though. Equinox definitely able to generate a little bit of pressure over on the orange side. We'll see if they can bring some back. This one goes into the corner. Torment now. Actually, a lot of respect going up to that back wall, expecting a touch. Quickly out to close the distance, though, and there goes NRG down to the other side. Jacob again in the Batmobile. We saw him in it a little bit yesterday. He was doing pretty well on his dribble plays. Do you think we get to see a little bit more of that today?
Hopefully. He's been playing fantastic on that Batmobile, especially after not the greatest performance across the whole team when he was playing Breakout.
For sure. As Fireburner says goodbye in the midfield, courtesy of Chrome. And Jacob waits patiently right in front of his own net, and he might not have a chance. Garrett G just punches it right off the back wall. Tough break, slides it down and around, though, and Fireburner will make it 2-0.
And you know, Jacob has never had to be on the opposite side of the team dealing with Garrett G and Fireburner just peppering that goal with shots. And you know what? I'm sure it can't feel too good.
That is definitely something I can relate to. When I used to play sports as a kid, you always had that one guy on your team. You're really glad you don't have to play against that guy. And now you get that experience if you're Jacob. This one out in the midfield. Chrome, again, hunting demos, stealing some boost. Being a big problem for everybody in this tournament that he's played against. He finds himself in control in round one in the midfield, taken away around the corner. to the opposite side, and Chrome not able to find the bump in the net. Equinox will have to reset themselves here. Torment gonna try and chase this one down. Jacob might have him beat, able to get a piece, and does he have two? He does not. He needs a little help. It's off the back wall, and it'll be Corrupted G's turn. High off the back wall. There's the follow through, and back to him, and it's off the back wall. So tough and so close for Equinox.
Yeah, both of them just overshooting the post just a little bit too much. So close to being able to bring this game to a 1-goal margin, but it is not enough for Equinox.
Torment gonna smash this one off the corner. It takes a pretty decent bounce. He was up there so quick, but not able to get the perfect read, and now Garrett G's in command. Out in the midfield, he chooses not to use any boost. Wise move is it'll let him just turn around and wait in the midfield. Jacob realizing he's beat, gonna try and pass this one back to his teammates. Fireburner steals it right away though. It's gonna bounce dangerously to the top of the box, and thankfully Jacob able to get the nose on it. And that is just lurking Torment, and thankfully a touch from Corrupted G. Equinox now starting to maybe get a handle here in this game number one, but I kind of agree with what you said after that first goal, Quinn, toying with Equinox.
I mean, this NRG squad is just star-studded and full of just some of the strongest Rocket League players in the game.
Absolutely agree. As Fireburner, a little bit of a half flip. A lot of trust for Garrett G to go and get that one down into the middle, and he will just hand it over to Equinox. I think I would have liked to see a dribble there, just waste some time here in the final 30 seconds. You don't want to open the door up at all. And that is a great bombing clear from Garrett G, and only 20 seconds remaining. Equinox needs something. Jacob pass upfield for Corrupted G, and that will be followed through, but met immediately in the midfield line. Garrett G's too slow, and again, it'll be towards the back wall, but solid defense from the red and white. I guess blue and white as well. Torment being over there as well, but the final 3 seconds, and that is going to do it here for game number one. NRG kind of pick around a little bit, finish the meal though, and that'll wrap up game one.
Well done here from NRG. So much pressure and great team passing. The biggest thing here from NRG, we see them going for all these team plays, really passing the ball to clear every time. And you see, they know exactly where to position themselves to make that happen. Their clears were happening so fast, just turning any defensive or offensive pressure coming from Equinox into great clears, great passes. It just felt like NRG are on another level right now compared to the way Equinox is playing. I do think Equinox has a chance, but if NRG keep playing the way they are, I'm going to have to agree with Gibbs on this one. I see a 3-0.
It's certainly possible. It's Corrupted G right there. Maybe a little bit of a nervous tick. He saw a little bit of a shake, but I think he's just fine.
Chewing some gum, man.
Is he? Is he chewing some gum? There was a little bit. I could be wrong. Either way, though, Torment, you see him all the way over there on the right side. That guy does not move at all. He's deadlocked. Any team he plays for, it doesn't matter. Oh, did he just smile? Did he just smile?
A rare display of emotion coming from the Cloud9 anchor.
And Garrett G looking over. Fireburner as well. These guys are having a lot of fun.
All smiles. You can see it. They're feeling confident going into this match. And I mean, we talked about earlier. We saw on Twitter Jacob and Fireburner really just saying, "May the better man win." And right now, I think Fireburner's ready to make that better man him.
Well, here's game number two. Can Jacob prove them all wrong? Up the side wall for Corrupted G. Chrome needs a little bit of boost before he can help out. Taken away. Fireburner, do not do it to him. That would have been absolutely disgusting. As Jacob steals one out of the midfield. Garrett G, a great read and a brilliant follow through. And maybe if he had, 20 more boost, he might even be able to get that one all the way home. Looking for a pass off the side wall. Actually towards the top right. And Chrome has to make a quick stop. Out into the middle, Jacob over the top of one. Can he get two? Slow play, and he will be met. Garrett G, that tall octane, so tough to win a challenge over one of those. And goodbye, Torment. Chrome says goodnight. Hard pinch off that ceiling, right down into the middle, and Garrett G finds a small hole to tap it through, and out to safety. And NRG certainly under their fair share of pressure here. As Equinox circling quite well in the midfield, but can they get a solid passing play that's out of reach of these NRG defenders, as that one is around the last man. Corrupted G makes it back out of the midfield. Pass, top of the box. Garrett G to himself on the sidewall, actually taken out of the play a little bit. And Equinox gonna grab some boost before they try and bring the house one more time. Out into space, and it's a free NRG ball. Double commit for Equinox. Will it matter? Back wall. Corrupted G lets it go, and Jacob will try and find a hole to get through as Corrupted G will bomb it away. Down to himself. Can he finish it left side and just able to get it out of there? Torment, another great stop.
Yeah, we've seen actually quite a lot of pressure coming from this Equinox team. Jacob making a few opportunities for himself. Unfortunately, no one has been able to finish any of them yet. This game is still stuck at 0-0.
Jacob, some space to work with here to himself. 74 boost, tried to go for a very delayed, tried to go under that defender, but still just so much vertical area covered by that Octane as this one pushed into the side. Fireburner gets beat, it's on target, and Torment again. He's been a rock on defense for Cloud9. He's been a rock all DreamHack Open for NRG. If there is anybody you'd want defending your net, he might be my pick, as this one around the back wall and a great clear from Chrome.
And we see NRG rotating 2 members back early. Every single defensive clear coming from Equinox. NRG seems to have 2 players back. They do not want to give up goals against this Equinox team, and we will need to see more of those bumps and demos, the likes we saw from Chrome or Jake, from any of them.
Right at the defender, Garrett G makes a great stop, and Garrett G as well. All DreamHack has been a great help for Torment in that backfield, because spending so much time as that third man for NRG while Jacob was on the team, I mean, he kind of has an understanding of what needs to be accomplished as that third man back, so he can really cover everything that Torment can't. This one off the back wall. Garrett G lets it over his head, and a flick off the back wall. Follow through is going to be right into the top center. NRG finally get it home.
Oh, and that Fireburner, Garrett G synergy. Look at this patience from Garrett G. Bringing in the defender. He knows that ball on top of him will beat any player. He just wants to force that goalie to commit, and it puts Fireburner in a great position to score that goal.
An excellent setup from Garrett G. The patience is indeed a virtue, and he shows it off there. As Corrupted G waiting in the midfield. Again, out into space. NRG should probably be able to get a hand on it. Jacob again trying to do it himself, keeps it close, and immediately met by a member of NRG. Corrupted G back to his own corner. And just straight across the pitch. Free ball for Equinox though. Pass across, 1-2, back wall, and do they have 3? It's off the mark. Again, there have been some flashes of real brilliance, but the finishing just not quite on par.
Absolutely, and without any finishing, those sparks of brilliance are all for nothing.
As here comes Chrome, no boost to really get up there and contest that ball with Torment. As Jacob tries to feed this one out to his teammates, but again, that NRG midfield line has been such a tough wall to get past. In front of the net, and own goal! He can't get it out. He was playing back post defense too.
Oh, and this is going to be a little bit disappointing here for Jacob. You see this touch there from Torment, and Jacob is in the net, but his car turned a little bit too far to the right, and he goes for the front flip. It's just not going to be enough off the inside of his own post.
Tough break. In the right spot, unfortunately, sometimes a tiny micro adjustment is enough to make the difference. And NRG now in the driver's seat, 30 seconds left. Equinox need a miracle here in game 2. Pass to the opposite side, and Garrett G will not be awarded an assist as nobody could follow through. Corrupted G waiting for Jacob's pass. It will not come. Chrome tries to lend a helping hand, though. 1-2 to himself. A great challenge from Fireburner, and time keeps ticking. Back wall and kept away by Garrett G. The final 4, and NRG gonna put him to sleep here in game number 2. Equinox, maybe 1 or 2 solid chances, but every time answered instantly.
Yeah, well, it's disappointing here for Equinox because they have had opportunities. They just haven't been able to finish them. Every time the third shot, the last player coming at an off angle, not the proper rotation to be able to take a good shot in on goal. Either that or we've just seen misses, and it happens. At this level, though, at the top, we need to see those goals being finished, and we see Fireburner. He knows how to finish goals. One of the highest scoring shooters in RLCS, and especially for NRG.
And credit where it's due, Jacob was almost able to keep that one out. Coming back from the top of the box, it's a very tough shot to save, but the finishing on par for NRG. They find the back of the net, get that first solid goal. Garrett with an excellent setup, and that is the man right there, Garrett G. He's been an absolute stud since joining that NRG roster.
Oh, you're right about that. He has been just a monster both offensively and defensively, but usually we give that credit to Fireburner on NRG. Fireburner came out, he said himself, Garrett G, in my opinion, is the best defender. The reason he doesn't make any saves, because he never lets that situation develop. He is so good at finding the right moment to challenge the ball, to totally diffuse pressure coming from the other team, and he knows Jacob very well.
And it's
they have played together for so long.
So long is absolutely right. And a great change of pace to see him get to flex his offensive muscles here as Torment now starts one off with a lazy shot right into the middle, and it is easily deflected by Equinox. Quick, aggressive plays from NRG, and they are not able to get all the way around that ball. In fact, too far around it. They punch it straight sideways. As an early 20-second rush from NRG, nearly able to open them up one more time. Jacob still can't get it around this midfield line. He had so much success yesterday, and that is a missed clear and an instant punish from NRG. Torment makes it 1-0.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen Jacob go for these dribbles, and I don't think it was a bad idea. He's been having success with them. It's just a defensive mistake there on the backboard is going to punish them. Dropping that first goal in 30 seconds is going to be huge for NRG because Equinox has not been able to score enough goals.
They haven't scored any goals versus this NRG team. They have been kept dead silent in this series so far. As I was about to say, oh, this might be it, and it's off the wheels of Jacob. So close to able to find that angle. And a quick pop over the top and right off the bar. Torment denied his second goal of Game 3. Hard one towards net, stopped by Jacob. Here's Torment one more time, and perhaps not the best touch. He almost got a nice little hit off the spoiler out into the midfield, but he will run on back, and Equinox will again try to find a way to break through this NRG midfield line. Garrett G goes right through Jacob.
And this is some of the downside of playing the Batmobile, such a small flat car. When you go for this 50-50 down off the wall, it just raises off the top of his car. Jacob is definitely feeling scammed right now.
It feels bad, man. Even a Dominus might have got that one out of there. As Torment again off the side. But like I was saying, Jacob had so much success yesterday, pushing that ball all the way down the pitch and right off the crossbar, pinched out by NRG, just chopsticked it with the top wall.
I know, that's one of those top-down boomers that we heard Gibbs talk about with Crepigy. He's such an accurate shooter.
Is this net open? No, it is not. Thankfully, Chrome able to come out of the corner and make a save, but that one, Jacob just doesn't get cleanly off the back wall with a good angle, and Torment again finds the back.
Another defensive error for this Equinox team. We see Jacob come back off of his own wall, unfortunately at the wrong angle. He's going to move right past that NRG member, unable to defend the shot.
And with that, I mean, that might be all you need if you're NRG. You will remain the only undefeated team here at DreamHack Open in Leipzig, as they have put a pounding to Equinox here. Jacob struggled to get anything going in terms of offensive chances for Equinox here versus this all-star roster. It has been quite a run so far for this NRG crew. Torment again towards the net, easily stopped by Jacob.
We just see the defense here from Equinox inviting in a lot of pressure. No follow-ups on a lot of the touches that get moved up, and
it was a nice touch. And that will not find the back either. They had a free one onto the right side, but the accuracy still plaguing them here.
Oh, and we see Jacob miss that pass there off the side wall.
Corrupted G, not able to get the pass into the midfield either. You gotta wonder if maybe just a little bit of frustration setting in here. Like, you know you should have converted more than one of these couple of chances. And it might just be getting to him a little bit here on elimination point.
Yeah, we talk about that 3-goal advantage and what it means for a team at this level. Being able to maintain that lead is typically no problem for a team like NRG, a team which is so hard to score goals. But you're going to see Equinox really need to pull something crazy out.
Oh my goodness.
Because now they're going to need 4.
Oh, Torment, please show me how you did that one more time.
What a shot here.
Just bombed it. There's nothing else to do. As NRG, I mean, it has been a stellar lockdown showing here for this Equinox crew. They have not been able to break this midfield wall, the back wall, and when the door was left open, they still haven't been able to drive on through. Just a great performance overall from NRG, and they will be feeling amazing moving into their semifinal matchup versus G2.
I mean, absolutely, but we still have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. We've seen comebacks happen like this before.
When was the last time you saw a 4-goal comeback in 1 minute 20?
Pro League.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. As Chrome now in his own corner, trying to take it out on a dribble. He's through 1. Can he get by 2? It will be immediately met by Fireburner. Torment now lurking in the midfield, and he will get bumped, and he can't go and get it. And he's like, come on, man. I had another one. That was my hat trick right there. Oh, he's already got one. Never mind. Jacob passing in the middle. Is it finished? And down and around, stopped on the line, and Fireburner will deny yet another chance.
That is the second goal line clearance coming from a corrupted G shot. That has to be just so defeating to know that you are so close and still unable. How much better can corrupted G shoot and still be denied?
You have no idea what you gotta do to get it through this NRG squad right now. To put it in perspective, Torment, the guy we've been touting as this defensive powerhouse.
Oh, great bump.
But it's not gonna matter. They just don't have solid position here in the midfield.
And we see interference play coming to buy time, but it's just not enough.
But to put this game into perspective, Torment, this defensive legend in NA, has at least 6 shots here in this game 3. That is how amazing NRG are playing right now. They knock off Equinox, no problem. Clean sheets all 3 games, and they will move on into the semifinals.
What a performance from NRG. Yeah, say Gibbs was right on the desk. I mean, he saw this all coming, and it's hard to believe because Equinox did have those opportunities. But what can you say? NRG, clearly the better team.
Absolutely.
Right now, looking like the best team in the tournament.
That is definitely a possibility, but still all hugs from everyone all around. They know it was a well-played series from NRG. A lot of respect from the Equinox guys. Say, you know what? You got us. Go beat G2 so that we can say, yeah, we lost to the team that won it all.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the only consolation at this point, right?
But they did have a lot of fun. They did make day number 3, so that's a pretty good showing for Equinox. Perhaps if they stay with this roster moving into the RLCS.
Absolutely.
This is not a bad show.
Important to mention, this was a tryout for Jacob. That means that these guys don't have, you know, the experience, the molding together. It's not just the same. Either way, we're going to have to bring this one back to the desk so they can analyze this game.
Thank you, Achieves and Quinn. About as expected, more or less. NRG just so strong this tournament with Torment on that roster. They're able to take a 3-0 sweep over Equinox, and they're going to be advancing on to play against G2 in our second semifinal that they'll be playing. Of course, that'll be a best of 7. But guys, I don't think Equinox scored a goal. Is that?
They did not. This is the second time, I think, in all of history of Rocket League at the highest level where there's been a clean sheet. Last time, again, it was NRG versus Denial back in Season 3, so Corrupted G's been a part of both of those. And that's not how you want to go out, but they did make it to day number 3. But NRG, that's the perfect way to go to the semifinals, not giving up a single goal.
I mean, game 1 today, really close. Game 2, really close. Game 3,
also
really close.
Yeah.
That one was sort of just a, whatever. All right, we're going through, guys.
We had to make up time. You know, it was going too long, so now we're shortening it up.
Well, we have a representative of NRG ready for an interview. We got Fireburner Congratulations on your victory. I got to ask, what do you guys have for breakfast? It seems like you guys feel really good. Talk to me about how that match went for you guys.
We knew it was going to be a hard match. Equinox has actually been our scrim partners this past week. We've been scrimming every day with Torment for like the past 2 weeks, and they've been like our main scrim partner, so we had a really good idea what to expect going into the match.
All right, Fire, there's not many people that can say they've experienced a 3-0 without giving up a single goal. How good does that feel?
To be honest, we didn't even notice. I just felt like we were just trying to out-rotate them and let them make mistakes first. We weren't really trying to force the issue at all. We didn't even pass that much. We were just waiting for them to make mistakes, and we capitalized.
And Fire, as one of our final remaining Battle Cars players, we've seen so many of them drop off throughout the years. What puts you above everyone else? What do you do differently to the players that we have seen fall off in ability?
To be honest, I think like the main reason most of like the old start vets that were really good at the game at the start falling off has been because they stopped playing. I still put in a lot of time every 2 weeks. I try to maintain around like 80 to 90 hours every 2 weeks, and I feel like as long as you're keeping up with the pace of like improving and with the meta, like everybody should be fine.
Finally, Fireburner, on Twitter, Jacob had some very warm words towards you that I saw yesterday. Can you talk about any interactions that you guys have had during this tournament?
Yeah, me and Jacob have been talking a lot. We're still on really good terms. No bad blood at all. It's really good to see that Jacob's going to be on a really good team next season, and wish him all the best.
All right, Fireburner, thank you for your time, and best of luck in the semifinal match.
Yep, thanks, guys.
All right, that's Fireburner from NRG. A lot of confidence, a lot of poise. It's good to see. These guys look really good. Let's go ahead and take another look at the highlights from that match. And I'll give you a hint, it's a lot of NRG, but not without chances from Equinox. I noticed a ton of really awesome defensive stands from the NRG squad.
One of the things you'll see a lot of is Garrett G. He is the man who scores some goals, but Torment also playing extremely good throughout. Honestly, all three were playing amazing.
I mean, we came into this tournament saying, okay, Torment will be the backline player. He really hasn't been on NRG. This has been a standard rotation from them, done almost to perfection, and you get results just like this one, an utter demolition
Yeah, I
of
believe
Equinox.
it was day one. They were saying, we're just going to do a normal rotation. It's probably the best way to fill someone in. Just, all right, we're all three going to rotate. I wonder if this playstyle is going to bleed into the new NRG or the old Cloud9, see if they start playing this way, because it seems to be extremely successful right now. And it could be the way to go forward, because Cloud9, obviously, it's always squishy and gimmick up front. See if Torment's starting to creep up a bit more.
Yeah, I bet Torment feels incredible being able to get this far with this NRG squad, and we're going to be seeing them again in the semifinal. We're down to 4 teams here at the DH Open Live from Leipzig. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's the European side of the bracket. PSG against guess who in just a bit.